we have two outcomes, right? High unemployment and low unemployment. We have also getting the probability that we first estimate for high unemployment equal to 0.4 and low unemployment equal to 0.6. So the first question is, using the equally likely approach and what is the best alternative for Joe? So if you remember that yesterday when we talk about the equally likely, it means that we try to using the concept of average payoff to calculate. Okay. So then using equally likely means we're going to calculate average payoff for all the alternatives, right? And comparing among them and select the alternative that provide the highest average payoff. So in this case, I try to find the average payoff, right? I try to find the average payoff, right, of for the first one, right, is about the stock, right, analysis. So I'm going to show using stock, and so we're going to have like using 300,000 plus 500,000, right? And divided by 2. So we have 400,000. So this is the first error payoff for stock analysis for marketing. Once again, we have like 350,000 plus 400,000 and all divided by 2. So then you need to help me. 375, right? And the last one, right? The last one. Actually, for the last one, we have the logistics analysis. So then, actually, since we have 375 for all, yeah, so we're gonna have 375. Okay. So in this case, we can see that we calculate the average payoff for all alternatives. And then we will select the alternate provide the highest average payoff, so that in this case, we will select the stock analysis. God is provide the highest average payoff. We select stock analyst because it's provide the highest average payoff. And what next? The question 2, they want us to calculate the EVPI for this problem. So what is an EVPI? Remember? EVPI is the expected value of perfect information. Right? So we try to estimate the value of perfect information. So if you remember that EVPI, actually we calculate from using EVWPI minus the maximum EMV. So what is the EVWPI? EVWPI is expected value with perfect information. Remember that we try to using the probability for each outcome multiply with the highest payoff under that outcome, right? And we sum up for all outcomes. So this would be the EVWPI, right? Expected value, right? Always your or the payoff that you can expect in the case that you have perfect information, right? But the maximum EMV is about the expected payoff that we have no any information. Okay. So at first now, I will try to find the maximum EMV first, and then I will follow by EVWPI, and then I'm going to show you the value of the EVPI. So let's talk about EMV. So I'll calculate the EMV for the first one, stock. EMV is using the probability, right, multiply with the payoff and sum up together. So high unemployment is 0.4. So then we're using 0.4 multiply with 300,000. Plus 0.6 right? Multiply with 500,000. Because 0.4 and 0.6 is the probability that we expect in the first time. Okay? And in this case, you're going to have 420,000. If we for marketing, we do the same way, right? We're using 0.4 multiply with 350 plus 0.6 multiply with 400. So you're going to have like a 0.4 multiplied with 350 plus 0.6 multiplied with 400. 380. Next is about EV for logistics. So then again, we're using 0.4 multiplied 375 plus 0.6 multiplied 375. And for sure the result is 375. So this is the maximum EMV. Right? And how about EVWPI? EVWPI, we're using the probability for outcome. So for example, high unemployment is 0.4. And then use this to multiply with the highest payoff under high unemployment. So this case is 375 plus 0.6 multiply with the highest payoff under outcome low unemployment. That would be 500,000. So then we're gonna have 0.4 375 5.6 500. So you're gonna have 450. So which means finally EVPI or the expected value of perfect information that will be equal to 450,000 minus 430,000. So then you have 30,000. Okay. So this is the way that we estimate the expected value of perfect information. Okay, so how about the next questions? For the next question, it said that however with a fee of $10,000, Joe can consult with an expert who can analyze the economic conditions and provide him with an opinion on whether the unemployment rate will high or low in the next 3 years. Right? Previous experience and performance of that expert person for analyzing the economic condition can be summarized by the following table. So this is the conditional probability. Conditional probability. So I'm using PH represented for unemployment that predict from the expert to be high. PL is about the unemployment that predicted from the expert to be low. And for two possible outcomes is high unemployment and low unemployment, and using H and L. And the value in the table, this is the conditional probability. So we need to calculate the real-world probability, right? So in this case, let's say that I'm going to use the table first, the one that we studied yesterday. So we need to develop the table, and for sure that there are possible two tables that we can develop, right? Because we have two possible outcome from the expert, right? Predict high and predict low, right? So for the first table is about predict high. Table for pH. The expert predict high unemployment to be high pH. So then develop the table, right? Like this. So we have. So we have the outcome. We have conditional probability. We have try all probability. We have joint probability and divide probability. How about the outcome? Okay, outcome we have high unemployment and low unemployment, right? So then we use H and L, high unemployment and low unemployment. So conditional probability, remember conditional probability general form is probability of consent or the survey result given outcome. In this case, going to be expert result given outcome. So then the value in this cell, the value in this cell is probably to be the probability of predict high unemployment rate. Given outcome, high unemployment. Probability of predict high, given high. So in this case, go to 0.8. And how about the below cell? Should be the probability of predict high, but actually is low unemployment. So we're going to have 0.25 here. High of probabilities, the next column. High of probability actually is this about the probability that we estimate in the first term. High unemployment is 0.4, low unemployment is 0.6. So then in this case, we're going to have 0.4 right here and 0.6 right here. Joint probability is the way that you using conditional probability multiplied with trade-off probability. So in this case, we're going to have 0.8 multiplied with 0.4. So then you have 0.32. And for the below cell, you have 0.35 multiplied with 0.6. Okay. You have 0.15. So when we sum up all these joint probability, we can have 0.47. 0.47 actually is about the probability of predict high unemployment for the expert. Next, let's see about the column of revised probability. The revised probability, remember, is about the probability of high unemployment or outcome given predict high. So in this case, we can use joint probability of 0.32 divided by probability of predict high, 0.47. So we have 0.681. The next one is probability of low unemployment given predict high. You're going to have 0.15 divided by 0.47. So you have 0.319. And you can see that for the revised probability, when you sum up all of them, the probability will be equal to 1. Because we have the same event, remember, it's predict high as the second term. But on the other hand, if you look at the conditional probability, if you sum conditional probability is not equal to 1, right? Because the second term of the probability is not the same, right? We have finished for the first table of predict high unemployment from the expert. Then we're gonna develop for the case of predict low unemployment. We do the same way. Once again, we develop the table. We have outcome. We have conditional. Probability. We have try all probability. We have joint probability and divide probability. in this case, for the outcome, it's going to be high unemployment and low unemployment. For conditional probability, once again, it's going to be the probability of predict low in this case, given high unemployment, right? And we have like 0.2, yes. And for this cell, it's the probability of predict low given low unemployment is 0.75. High still the same as 0.4 and 0.6. Joint probability, once again, we're using conditional multiply with IO. So then we have 0.08 here. This one, 0.45 here. So when you sum up, you're going to have 0.53. This is the property of predict low unemployment from the expert. And again, for the revised probabilities, it's going to be the property of high unemployment given predict low. You're using the joint probability 0.08 divided by probability of predict low, it's 0.53. We have 0.151. And the last one is property of low unemployment given predict low. Using the joint probability 0.45 divided by 0.53. So we have 0.849. So now we finish calculating the revised probability. So we're ready to construct the decision tree diagram. Okay. So if you prefer to develop a table when you take the exam, it's okay. Right? I'm okay. So it maybe it's easier for you, but actually if you apply the formula, it's faster because you save time to construct the table. You just hit to the point by calculating the value directly. Okay, next I'm going to develop the decision tree diagram. So let's starting with the first decision node. Firstly, Joe needs to think about the decision that they're gonna hire the consult, hire expert, right? Hire expert, or not hire the expert. So if we hire the expert person, right? They probably have two options. Expert predict high and predict low. And if Joe didn't hire the expert person, he's gonna make the second decision that will be considered three possible alternatives. Stock, I'm using S, okay? S is stand for stock, marketing, or logistics. Stock analyst, marketing analyst, or logistics analyst. And no matter what, stock analyst, marketing analyst, or logistics analyst, is gonna have two possible conditions, possible outcome we call high unemployment and low unemployment. And based on the payoff probability, we estimate that high unemployment is going to be 0.4, low 0.6. How about the payoff? The payoff that we're going to fill in under the case of not high expert is equal to the payoff in the table. So stock analyst, if high unemployment, Joe can get 300,000. For low unemployment, he can get 500,000. For marketing analyst, high unemployment is going to be 350. Low unemployment is 400,000. And for the logistics analyst, high unemployment is 375. Low unemployment is 375. How about the case of the expert? I'm saying that we have two possible outcomes, right? The expert predict high or predict low. For predict high, we know that the probability is 0.47, predict low is 0.53. And after we have predict high or predict low, Joe still need to make the decision that he can have like that three possible alternative, right? Stock, marketing, logistics, same. And each alternative still have two possible outcomes. High unemployment, low unemployment. But at this time, the probability that we're going to fill in, right? It has to be the probability of rewired probability that we just finished from the previous page. For example, under the table of predict high, rewired probability we have 0.6x1 and 0.319. This is 0.6x1 and 0.319. It's going to be 0.6x1, 0.319. 0.6x1, 0.319. And for the predict low, it should be 0.151 and 0.849. Okay. So we finished with the probabilities of these two cases. Next, we need to fill in the payoff, right? And the payoff under the case of the expert is probably deduct the cost of the expert. Cost of the expert is probably shown here. So we can have like a fee $10,000. So we deduct 10,000. So we can have like 290 here, 490, 340, 390, and this one 365. So predict low, once again, you can have the same. Okay. Next, now we finish filling all information into the gap. So the next step is to calculate, right, the EMV for each outcome node and make the decision. So let's say we go to the calculation. Okay, look at the first one, right? I'm gonna calculate the EMV of the first outcome node. So we're using 0.681 multiplied with 290,000 plus 0.319 multiplied with 490,000. So here we're gonna have 353,800. Another case, 0.681 multiplied with 340 plus 0.319 multiplied with 390. So here we're going to have 355,550. This one can be 365. About this case, 0.151 multiplied with 290 plus 0.849 multiplied with 490. We have 459,800. The other case is 0.151 multiplied with 340 plus 0.849 multiplied with 390. We have 382,450. And this one is 65. And for the bottom one, right, it's the same that we did for EMV before. So here, 380. Okay, then we're gonna select. So for the first decision node, right, the highest MVS belong to logistic analyst. So we cut off stock and marketing. So we can expect 365 here. For the second decision node, highest payoff it belong to stock analyst. So we cut off marketing and logistics. So we expect 459,800 here. For this one as well, stock is highest one, we can expect 420. And then we calculate for the first outcome node, right? We're using 0.47 multiplied with 365,000 plus 0.53 multiplied with 459,800. So we're going to have 415,244. And in this case, for the very first decision node, you can see that comparing the case that we high expert and not high expert. Not high expert provide the highest EMV. So we cut off this case, so then we can expect for the 20,000, that's come from not high expert. So this case, the answer is Joe will not hire the expert, and he should select the stock analyst, and he can expect the payoff equal to $420,000. Okay, so this is the first example today. So just want to review, right, what we have done yesterday. Next, I'm going to go back to the PowerPoint slide. Okay. We're going to continue to see how can we using the formula to calculate UI probability instead of develop the table. It's the same thing as the table, but in the other form that we using the formula instead. Okay, so if I go back to the PowerPoint slide. Just a minute. Okay, look at this example. Look at this example. We have Jim Seller. He is thinking about producing a new type of electric razor for men. If the market were favorable, he would get a return of $100,000. But if the market for this new type of razor were unfavorable, he will lose $60,000. Since Robert is a good friend of Jim Seller, so Jim is considering the possibility of using Bush market research to gather additional information about the market for the razor. So Ron has suggested Jim either use a survey or pilot study to test the market. So the survey is about the one that's sophisticated, using the questionnaire to test the market, and it will cost $5,000. But for another alternative is to run a pilot study. So for the pilot study, it would involve producing a limited number of the new vessels and trying to sell them into cities that are typical of the American city. So the pilot study is more accurate, but it is also more expensive, right? So it would cost $20,000. So then Ron Bush has suggested that it would be a good idea for him to conduct either the survey or the plot before Jim made the decision concerning whether to produce the new vessel. But Jim is not sure if the value of the survey or the pilot is worth the cost. So you can see that right now, based on this example, it's different from the previous example because this example we have one more option. That would be pilot study. We have survey and also we have pilot study. So we have another alternative. So let's see about the information further. So Jim estimates that the probability of a successful market without performing survey or pilot study is 0.5. And furthermore, the probability of a favorable survey result given a favorable market for the razor is 0.7. Right, so the probability of favorable survey result given a successful market for the razor is 0.2. And probability of unfavorable pilot study given unfavorable market is 0.1, 0.9. Lastly, probability of unsuccessful pilot study given favorable market is 0.2. So then we have three questions. Question A, draw the decision tree for this problem without probability value. And question B, compute the revised probability needed to complete the decision and place this value in the decision tree. And question C, what is the best decision for Jim? Use EMV as a decision criterion. So this is the first one, question A. You can see this is the structure of the diagram for decision tree diagram in this case. Starting with the very first decision node, right? You have three possible alternatives. doing the survey, doing the pilot study, or not doing the survey or pilot study. If you will not do survey or pilot study, you just make the second decision that you're going to produce or not to produce the new laser. And the possible future outcome, we have just two cases. That would be FM is come from favorable market of the laser, and UM is unfavorable market for the laser. And if you go back to the alternative that we do the pilot study or the survey, so you're going to have two possible outcomes after you make the decision to do it. That would be the result from the survey or pilot study were favorable or unfavorable. And no matter what the results are, right? So finally, you're going to make a second decision that you're going to produce or not to produce the new laser, and you probably have two possible outcomes. Favorable market for the laser and unfavorable market for the laser. And the cost of survey is 5,000, so that's why you can see we have three difference. Sorry. We have this one, we have this, and we have this. The last group is the case of no survey and pilot study. We just use the payoff as the same as the problem to us, right? If the market will favorable, Jim's gonna get 100,000. If the market is unfavorable, Jim's gonna lose 60,000. But for the case of survey and pilot study, you still need to deduct the cost of doing survey and pilot study, right? For survey, we deduct the cost 5,000. For pilot study, we deduct the cost 20,000. So that's why we have the outcome. The payoff is just like on the right hand side. Next, we're gonna calculate the Y probability. So I will explain you right in the another slide. So let's say that I'm gonna rewrite everything for you again, and it's probably I'm gonna show more detail. But if you use the option of using the formula to calculate the probability, no need to using write down the formula to show me. Right? You just use the number to multiply and divide something like that and show the value. But for this case, I'm gonna show you more detail, right? So, okay, let's say based on this slide, you can see we have S1 to S6. I'm using S5 and S6 to be the market favorable and market unfavorable of the new laser. Okay. S1 and S2 is belong to the survey. S4 and S3 and S4 is belong to the pilot study. So look at the information that we have here. Firstly, I use same. I'm going to rewrite. S5 is the case of market favorable. S6 is market unfavorable. The problem said that, okay, the probability of successful market without performing survey or pilot study is 0.5. So it means the market favorable or S5, the problem tells us is equal to 0.5. So then this means the market unfavorable is going to be 1 minus 0.5, right? So we can have 0.5 as well. And how about S1, S2, S3, and 4? And I said that I'm going to use S1 for the market survey to be the case of market favorable, and S2 is survey unfavorable. S3 is belong to pilot study, favorable, and S4 is pilot study, unfavorable. So this is the notation that I use. But for S5 and S6, the problem tells us already. Next, what kind of information that we have further? It said that the probability, probability of favorable survey result is going to be S1. Given favorable market for S5 is 0.7. This is information from the problem. We got this one. So it means what we have here. The property of S2 given S5 is going to be 1 minus 0.7 or 0.3, right? This is the one that we know. What next? Is tell us that the property of favorable survey result for S1 given unsuccessful market of the numerator or S6 is 0.2. So it means that the property of S2 given S6 equal to 1 minus 0.2. In addition, what do we know? We know that the property of unfavorable pilot study is S4. Given unfavorable market or S6 will be equal to 0.9. So it means the property of S3 favorable pilot study given S6 equal to 1 minus 0.9. 0.1. And how about the last one that we have very known? Property of unsuccessful pilot study or S4 once again, given favorable market for the research is S5 is equal to 0.2. This is the problem to us. So we can know that property of S3 pilot study favorable given S5 will then equal to 1 minus 0.2 or we have 0.8. So now it seems like that we know conditional probability already for all. Next, we're gonna find the revised probability. So before we calculate the revised probability, remember that from the previous example, we have just not highly expert and highly expert, right? For highly expert, you have just two possible outcomes, so then you develop two tables using the table. But in this case, you have pilot study and you have survey. So each of them need to have two tables, right? If you're using the table option. Right? So this is the same. So in this case, what do we know here? We're gonna know that the probability of, let's say, survey favorable or S1, probability of survey favorable. Right? Will be equal to the property of this survey favorable here, S1. S1 given S5, survey favorable given outcome market favorable multiplied with S5 plus property of survey favorable given S6 multiplied with property of S6. We all know that the property of S6, this is property of S5, this is property of S6. So then you're gonna get that, that is 1.7 multiplied with 0.5 plus 0.2. We have 0.45. So it means that the property of S2, or the case that survey results will be unfavorable, will be equal to 1 minus property of survey result favorable, right? So we're going to have 1 minus 0.45, or we have 0.55. Or if you want to calculate, or it will be equal to property of S2 given S5 multiplied with property of S5 plus property of S2 given S6 multiplied with property of S6. So in this case, you're going to have 0.3 multiplied with 0.5 plus 0.8 multiplied with 0.5 and 0.45, 55 aspect. Right? Same. This is the same. Next, we're going to find the property of S3, or property that the pilot study were favorable. This one again is will be equal to property of pilot study favorable given market favorable multiplied property of market favorable plus property of survey pilot study were favorable given S6 multiplied by property of S6. So you have 0.8, right? So then multiply with 0.5 plus 0.1. Again, you have 0.45. So property of S4 actually equal to 1 minus property of S3. Or if you want to call it using another option, it will be equal to property of S4 given S5 multiplied with property of S5 plus property of S4 given S6 multiplied with property of S6. So you're going to have 0.2 multiplied with 0.5 plus 0.9 multiplied with 0.5 and 0.5. Same. Okay, so we have all this. So what next? You can calculate dy by dt. So in this case, you will like to find the property of S5 given S1. So don't be nervous. I'm trying to show more detail. Okay, actually you don't have to do something like this. Write down all the formulas. So it looks a lot, but actually not. So in this case, it's going to be the property of S1 given S5 multiplied with property of S1 divided by property of S1. So then we have 0.7 multiplied by 0.5 divided by 0.45 so then have 0.78. Therefore, the property of S6 given S1 will be equal to 1 minus 0.78 and have 0.22. Or you can calculate by using the property of S1 with S6 multiplied by the property of S6 divided by the property of S1. And 0.2, 0.5, 0.45. And have 0.22. Same. So I think actually when we do the real one, we normally be using the first one because it's easier. Next, what we try to find is property of S5 given S2. So then it's equal to property of S2 given S5 multiplied by property of S5 divided by property of S2. And add 0.3, 0.5. Is 0.27. Therefore, property of S6 given S2 will be equal to 1 minus 0.27. You have 0.73. Or it can be equal to using property of S2 given S6 multiplied by property of S6 divided by property of S2. 0.8. Yeah, we have 0.7. Same. Okay. So this problem, if you got a table, we need to have 4 tables. But this is what we use in the formula. Next will be the property of S5 given S3. Now is about the pilot study. Then is equal to the property of S3 given S5 multiplied by the property of S5 divided by the property of S3. Then have 0.8, 0.5, S3 is 0.45 as well. We have 0.89. Therefore, property of S6 given S3 is equal to 1 minus 0.89. 0.11. all is will be equal to property of S3 given S6 by the property of S6 divided by the property of S3. So we have 0.1. 0.5 divided by 0.5. Have 0.7. Same. Lastly, property of S5 given S4. Property of S4 given S5 and property of S5. We have 0.2. 0.5 and 0.5. We have 0.18. Or we can calculate for property of, therefore property of S6 given S4 is equal to 1.18. We have 0.82. Or this will be equal to property of S4 given S6 multiplied by property of S6 given S4. At 0.9, 0.5. Yeah, 0.82. Same. Okay, so I'm sure very detailed for you, right? But for the next example, when we do together, I'm going to use it like a shortcut, so it's faster. You can see. But in this case, I just want to show you, right, the more detailed calculation, right? So actually, the slide already show this value, but not write the formula to show you, right, in the slide. And what next? From here, after you calculate the device probabilities, then you install into the decision tree diagram. So you can see, next, we install it into the diagram. And we're ready to calculate. Same, we calculate that if we, for each outcome node is a circle node. For example, outcome node 4, we're using 0.27 multiplied with 95,000 plus 0.73 multiplied with minus 65,000. And this is the result for every EMV node. And lastly, what do we have here is that we're gonna select the alternative that provide the highest EMV, right? So in this case, you can see, finally, Jim needs to make a decision by select the option or the alternative of doing the survey. And if the result from the survey is favorable, he's going to produce the new electric razor. But on the other hand, if the result from the survey were unfavorable, he will not produce the new electric razor. And he can expect, right, that they all of his decision equal to 24,160. Okay, so this is the result. So for the example, my intention is to show you how to calculate using the formula. So we finished here. So then we're gonna go back to do the example together. I think we have 2 or 3, maybe 2. So now let's have a break. Okay, so after you come back from the break, we will do the example together.